Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. In this video I am going to show you something called an SSD. That's exactly what this is. What is an SSD? It stands for solid state device. You have HDD device, which is the common hard drive. You'll see it on, that's what HDD stands for. Hard drive device. This is a solid state device. So, you can see how thin this really is. Hold on a second, I have a hard drive here. Where is it? So, this is a hard drive. This is an SSD. The SSD is extremely thin. The hard drive is not. Now, in a hard drive, you have this board here. In the center, you have something called platters, and you have something called a read-write head. In an SSD, you don't. The reason the hard drives are so thick is because it has to contain the motor, to spin the platters, and to use the read-write head. So, this is a 240 gig. This was $50. You can get a higher storage capacity with a hard drive. Now, if you, at some point, I will buy a terabyte hard drive SSD, excuse me, I should say SSD, for my computer, but it's going to cost a little bit more, and my hard drive is fine, to do that. So when the time comes, I will do that. You'll be spending a little bit more money than the average hard drive, but if you're building a new build, go with the new technology is what I think. So I'm going to open this up real quick and I'll show you what kind of connections there are. Alright. So this is an IDE hard drive. This is a SATA SSD. SSDs do not come in IDE. You have to get an adapter for it. And what this adapter is on one side you have the SATA connections and the other you have the IDE. The IDE goes into the adapter, which then goes into the hard drive. You have a power and you have data. So you can actually use one of these on a really old computer. So now note, this is a 2.5 inch SSD. This is what will go in your laptop. This is a 3.5 inch hard drive. This is what goes in your desktop. If I do this, you see the difference? Pretty decent. So, if I do this, you have your power and you have your data. As I stated before, with SATA, 14-pin power, 7-pin data. Now, I have not used this yet. This is just something I bought, and the only thing solid state that I have messed with is a video game cartridge. So I'll give you the spec for this drive right here. And you're wondering, it's like an overgrown SD card? You happen to be right. So there's nothing to go out. When they first came out, there were problems with them because you could only write to them so many times before they had problems. So what people would do is they would put the operating system on this and put the other stuff on the spinner hard drives. Nowadays you don't need to do that. From my experience, everybody has different experience, so I want to make that quite clear. So this is the first SSD drive that I've actually had I'm going to mess with. This is a Kingston. They make memory, they make RAM as well. That's partly why I bought it. So the people who make RAM will be making these as well. So anyway, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.